You had Flacco, you had Kenny Pickett, and Gabriel. They all nursing injuries. So Shedeur is going to start in tomorrow's game.
Okay. You got 4 quarterbacks.
Yes.
All 3 of them got hamstring injuries.
Yeah, you had, to sign another one, Tyler Huntley.
Now think about that. You got 4 quarterbacks in camp. How does 3 quarterbacks? What was your off-season training? What was it? That 3 of the 4 quarterbacks injured a hamstring. Those are soft tissue injuries.
Right.
Now look, I get it for Joe Flacco, who's in his late 30s, that he probably don't train his body the way it should be.
18-year vet.
But Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel, come on, man.
Flacco is just getting rest, but Kenny Pickett and Gabriel
the fact that they're hurt,
so
and they need every rep they can get.
Right. So we got from Just Simply Sports, Katja is here to talk to you a little bit about, and because I want to
get into this with Katja.
I want to ask both of y'all. Shedeur is starting tomorrow. And I've heard some people say he's being set up, but I'm looking at it as a good opportunity.
ESPN.
I want to know what you all think. I'm going to bring Katja up.
Hello.
I need to meet anybody who would do a show with you other than me.
How are you?
You know Notty. Anybody whose name is Notty and don't want to use their God-given Christian name, James, something's wrong with them. How you doing, Katja?
I'm good. How are you?
I cannot complain.
That's good.
Now, what's your take? Now, we've been talking about Shedeur Sanders and my good friend Stephen A. Smith on ESPN. We've been friends for over 20 years. He's feeling like Shedeur is being set up by, and I understand it, and in my opinion, both things could be true, that he hasn't gotten any first team reps. He's being thrust out there because of injuries of the other 3 quarterbacks, and that in some kind of way, he's saying that this young man may not be ready because he's only gotten reps with third team. What's your thoughts? And do you think Shedeur is being set up?
Honestly speaking, I honestly don't really feel like, I feel like it doesn't really matter, honestly. An opportunity is an opportunity. And what's for you is for you. So they could be trying to set him up, that maybe what their intention or their goal is, but he still has opportunity tomorrow night to show up with everybody watching and show why he should have been drafted in the first round. They should have been one of the top QBs that were drafted, and that he is just as talented as everybody thinks he is, or that he thinks he is.
Now,
you froze on my end. Is it me? Sam? Is it me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Now, okay, you kind of froze on my end. I'm like, what happened? Everything was good. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. I get what you're saying, but I look at this from both lenses. I agree with you. An opportunity is an opportunity.
Yeah.
And when you are, what pick was he? A 5th round pick? When you're
yes, 144th. Yeah.
The fact that you're getting a chance to even play, much less start a preseason game, is unheard of. Second, I understand it could be a detriment not getting first team reps. I get that.
Yeah.
But as a guy who was a 3rd round pick, who nothing was promised, look, the 2 things, this is where Shedeur is getting a huge advantage. I played really well my rookie year in camp with the Houston Rockets in practice.
Okay.
I got very few minutes to do it in the game. In the one game I got to play more than 5 minutes, I scored 6 points, 3 baskets in those 5 minutes. And didn't get to touch the floor again. But I did my damage in practice. So we've seen the numbers that Shedeur has been putting up in practice. The numbers are guarded, the percentages, touchdown to interception. He's been, to me, he's been the most consistent and the best quarterback. If you just look at the stats. Now, I don't know if he's going against the first teams. I don't look, man, they don't break all that down. All we can go by is what they let us see.
When they start taking stats in practice.
Come on, man.
This is ridiculous.
No, seriously.
I'm tired of all this fanboy stuff.
No, not seriously. That's every team. I took stats. We had people take stats.
I know the team does, but all out in the media, all out to the public.
Well, but sometimes.
Yeah, typically you don't see it in the media. Yeah, I haven't seen that before in the media.
We would release the stats to the media sometimes. Like we had a scrimmage. We would let them see the stat sheet. Especially because look, the stuff is gonna get out. The players are gonna talk about who's playing well, who's playing bad, who's doing what, who's doing this. And then you gotta understand, you got fans at the scrimmages. You got fans, fanboys, fangirls, whatever you call them, they take a stat. You got people loving so much they're keeping stats. So that's part of the game. Even in my workouts with my son, we record everything. Because how do you get people to be at their best? When they know that you're paying attention to detail, and they know, and I tell my players, when we're doing spot shooting, don't come to me asking me why you didn't play. If you shooting 55% with no defense in spot shooting because you ain't taking it serious, and then we get in the game, you ain't getting in the game. And if I put you in the game, you better not shoot. There are requirements you have to have in order to shoot the basketball in the NBA game. Same thing before I let you throw a pass. If you can't complete passes in practice in 7-on-7, I'm not letting you throw the ball in the NFL game with 11 players on the field. That's just how it is. So I don't have a problem. The stats are important. So I look at this as he's getting an opportunity. Now, could the deck be stacked against him? Yeah, but your 5th-round pick is always going to be stacked against you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, Shedeur, he doesn't honestly have the luxury of coming into it with that mindset. If he goes into the game with that mindset, like, oh man, they're trying to set me up to fail. Everybody's gonna be looking at me. I haven't had any reps. I haven't had this. I haven't had that. Then he's already doing himself a disservice. Like he has to just focus on the task at hand and just showing up and being legendary, as he would always say.
This is what's in his favor, and this is what he's got to understand. And I say this all the time. First, the guys who start this preseason game, they're going to go hard, but they're playing control hard. They ain't trying to get hurt. Shedeur going to be playing hard. He's going to be going at it. Right? Some of them starters, man, this is first preseason game. The coach may have told them you're only going to play one series. Yeah, they're going to go hard, but they're going to be playing vanilla defense. So Shedeur going to see a very vanilla defense, even though it's the first team. They're not going to be doing all kind of crazy blitz packages. He's going to get the vanilla, right? He's probably have seen different sets, more different defenses in practice than what he's going to see in the game against the Carolina Panthers. That's the first thing to his advantage. Second, you got to go play, man. You may not get another opportunity. True. If Joe Flacco is going to be the starter, that next preseason, Joe Flacco playing. If Kenny Pickett going to be the backup, unless he's hurt, Kenny Pickett going to play. So this may be your one and only chance. I'm pulling for the young man. First of all, I think he's going to play good. Second of all, I'm not buying this that he's being set up. Yeah, he's been put in a difficult situation, but let me ask you this. Would you rather for him not to play at all?
That's it right there, yeah.
Would you rather for him not to play at all? Your 5th-round pick. Would you rather for him, if I'm Shedeur, to your point, if he focus on I'm being set up, would you rather not play?
And that's the thing. He can't think about that. He can't focus on that. It's either think about that and mess yourself up, or not play at all. So, that's why I'm saying, you know what? For me, everything had to line up the way it did. Where'd everybody go? I don't see anybody. Okay. Like it bounced off. Everything had to line up the way it did for him to get a shot to play. I thought that when he was drafted, that because, I didn't realize that when you get drafted first, second, third round, like you get a chance to run more with the ones than, the third string and so on and so forth. So I'm like, hey, opportunity. But that's not what I come to learn afterwards. I was like, oh man, like this is going to be an uphill battle for him to really show, what he's capable of. And then I was like, wait, so Joe Flacco's not playing. Kenny Pickett gets hurt. Dylan Gabriel's hurt. And here comes Shedeur getting a chance to start in the preseason opener. I was like, this is just all in alignment to me. I don't think anything happens by accident. I don't think it's a coincidence. So I'm rooting for him. I'm excited to see it. I can't wait. I'm going to be tuned in.
Shedeur, the other quarterbacks are hurt. You just signed Tyler Huntley, so he's not going to play much. Shedeur's going to play a lot.
Shedeur may play the whole game.
He's going to play the early first couple series with the ones, and then he
And the
threes.
He's got to because
so do
Tyler Huntley don't know the offense
right.
that's getting there.
So what my question is, do you judge this game on the scale from the, he starts with the ones, what does he look like with the ones? Okay, now the twos and the threes in. He may perform better, he may perform worse, depending on the grade of players he's playing with.
That's a good question. I'll let you go first.
Honestly, you clicked in and out a little bit on mine, so I heard bits and pieces of what you were saying. I don't know what's going on today.
Notty was saying Shedeur is going to get the majority of the reps for this game because Tyler Huntley is just not getting there. He can't know the offense, right? He can overcome things, but he can't. So it wouldn't shock me if Shedeur Sanders played the whole game. It really wouldn't. And Notty was asking, how do you judge it then? Because he's going to get some reps with the first team. Then the rest of his reps could be with the second and third team. My take on what I would look at is, does he recognize the coverages? When he do let the ball, is he picking the right person to throw it to? Now listen to what I said. I didn't say complete pass. Is he picking the right person? Because the most important things to me when I judge a young player, when I looked at my point guards, they're rookies, his decision making. Is he attempting to make the right play? Right? I don't hold about some of the turnovers and things. If he turned the ball over and he's trying to make the right play because the pass was a little off target, offline, I can live with that because we can fix all that. The hardest thing to fix, decision making, recognizing the defense, and understanding when to let that ball go. And do you understand what they're trying to do to you? If Shedeur Sanders go out on the field and he understands and he recognizes the coverages and he makes the right decisions and go with and put the ball or throw the ball to the person he needs to throw it to, whether he completed it or not, that tells me that he understands what we're doing. The rest of the stuff is reps. The rest of the stuff is getting familiar with a receiver because maybe I need to put the ball out here instead of putting it here based on the guy. So his decision making, and does he understand the defenses? Those are the most important things to me.
So for me, I think like you, I kind of piggyback on what you just said. I honestly feel like it should just go down more so his poise, his decision making, like you said, because he hasn't had it. I think today was his first chance. They gave him like to run with the ones, but he hasn't had it outside of today or earlier today, should I say? So for me, I'm like, it is a decision making. You know, your poise. You understand what the defense is trying to do. Not so much of all the completions and things of that nature, because he hasn't had the reps. You know, so he's probably going to make a mistake. That's to be expected, especially as a rookie. But I'm like, decision making is what I think they're going to more so look at than anything. His poise, his decision making, his leadership, things like that. Time management.
Yeah, I agree with all that. She keeps going in and out a little bit, Notty.
Oh, and I'm hearing it just fine.
Yeah, yeah. But see, now also what I look at is he getting the plays in on time? Is he breaking the huddle on time? Does he have control of the offense? All those things, to me, are the most important things. And so I think this is, again, it depends on how you look at it. Depends on how you feel about it. I understand. I was a third-round pick. I think third-round picks in the NBA don't get a lot of opportunities.
Right.
A fifth-round pick quarterback doesn't get.
Played in the league.
Played until I was 40, 13.
Okay, but you was a third-round pick.
Absolutely.
And
you know how many first rounders I sent home?
So
a lot.
Exactly. So my question to both of y'all, I know that you're not psychics or anything, but there are 6 quarterbacks on the Cleveland Browns roster. Will Shedeur make this team?
A lot of it's going to depend on tomorrow rather, what he does. I think, to me, I would put more. Look, the way I grade practice in the game. Let's say if for the game, out of 100%, that game going to mean 60. But that practice going to be 40% of that evaluation too, because of this. I may not only allow you to do certain things in the game. See, in practice, you get to just go play. When we're scrimmaging, when we're doing 7-on-7, that's why you keep stats, right?
Right.
And sometimes it's harder in practice because the defense ain't stupid. They know the routes. They know what you're trying to do. So sometime in practice, it's actually harder than game. You hear NFL coaches and NBA coaches say this all the time. I can't wait till we play a game. Why? But the offense is hard. Man, when I was practicing against the first team, when I played in the NBA, there was a lot of times we could shut the starters down, man. We could shut them down.
Right.
Why? We knew what they were running. We understood the calls. So it was harder for them in practice than it was in the game. There was no element of surprise in practice, right? So that means if I'm going to complete this pass on this slant, it got to be perfect. Because the DB know it's coming. Because we may say on offense, we're only going to run these package of plays that we're working on. Well, the defense ain't stupid. It's only so many routes a slot guy can run. It's only so many routes a wideout can run. So if I've been playing the game long enough, I recognize the formation and I recognize what he's trying to do. So sometimes it's hard in practice. So it's not always equated to what happens in the game.
And Katja, do you think this game tomorrow for Shedeur is going to be the major deciding factor on whether or not he's one of the 6 quarterbacks that they currently have on the roster that's going to make this team?
I do think so. Absolutely, I do think so. I don't think no matter how he plays tomorrow, it's going to bump him to being the starting QB, although I would personally like that, but I don't think so just because Joe Flacco obviously has more experience, and then there's Kenny Pickett. But I do feel like in terms of them make a decision, perhaps maybe between Shedeur and Dylan Gabriel, moving him up on that depth chart to, let's say, 3rd, I do feel like they were going to look at his performance tomorrow and make a decision. Absolutely. There's no other reason why you're putting him out there, than to make this decision. I just hope that it works out, the way that his fans, me personally, would like for it to. But absolutely, this is going to be definitely a determining factor. If he plays really bad, they're probably going to be like, okay, we'll see how it goes after.
Katja, that's why a lot to me has to do with practice, because a lot of the things we haven't seen. I want to say this before we wrap it up. Look, man, I'm just going to be blunt. If you ain't better than an old man, Joe Flacco, if you ain't better than Kenny Pickett, who's on his 3rd or 4th team already, and you can't beat Dylan Gabriel out, who can't even see over the slot receiver, who's 5'9", then that's on you. At the end of the day, one thing I've learned, no matter what you do to try to hide and disguise talent, when they say the cream always rises to the top, it generally does. If you got the mentality and you are talented and you're better than those guys, even if Shedeur just plays mediocre based on what he's done in practice. So think about it. The biggest thing I've heard about Dylan Gabriel, he throws to the team all the time, and he can't see on the line. Kenny Pickett is Kenny Pickett. Come on, man. And Joe Flacco, as good as he's been, Joe Flacco old. So if you're Shedeur Sanders, think of it like this. I'm sitting here saying, man, look at what I did at Colorado with a weak offensive line and one receiver in Travis Hunter and no running game. Look what I've done. Man, Shedeur Sanders may be sitting there saying, this is easier. This may be better. It was harder for me at Colorado. So again, if it's me, I'm looking at my competition. And I'm saying, guys, if I can't beat them out, it don't matter what round I was drafted. If I can't beat Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Dylan Gabriel, if I can't beat them out, something wrong. That would be my attitude if I'm Shedeur Sanders. That's me.
I don't know if
guys ain't scaring me.
I definitely feel like Shedeur has the mental toughness. We saw the way he was banged up in that first season in Colorado and how bad the offensive line was and how, he kept getting back up. I thought he was seriously going to get hurt in some of those games. I was like, he needs to get off that field before they're carting him off because he's really getting banged up. But, each time he got right back up, so you can see that he's mentally tough. We know who his dad is, how they're faith-based and everything, like that. So mentally, I'm not worried about that. I know he's going to, like you said, talent is always going to show up and show out. I'm just wondering if after this game, what is the next step after? He shows up, he shows that, he's more than capable of being, the starter or the second backup, QB to Joe Flacco if they want to go with somebody more experienced. I'm just wondering what happens. Does he get a chance to play again after tomorrow, or will tomorrow be his only chance?
I'm gonna say this: if he shows up and shows out, one, he's gonna make the team. Two, it makes sense to name him to give him a chance to start for this reason. Man, Joe Flacco's not gonna be your future. Kenny Pickett's not gonna be your future. Dylan Gabriel's not gonna be your future. They got 2 first-round picks next year. What I would do if you're Cleveland Browns, if you're smart, if Shedeur Sanders plays well enough, give him this year and find out, can he be the dude? Because if he can be the dude, now you got 2 first-round picks, high picks that you can go out there and fill in holes and make a huge jump from mediocre to good with them first-round picks. If he's not good, if you don't think he could be your quarterback, now you use those picks to make sure you get the quarterback of your future. But to me, I'm not rolling the whole season with Joe Flacco. I'm not rolling the whole season with Kenny Pickett. I done seen them. And Dylan Gabriel, come on, man, he's 5'9". Stop. To me, this is the opportunity for Shedeur Sanders. This is the best place for him to be because he has a legit chance to start. And if he plays well tomorrow, it only makes sense to start him so that you find out what you got. Listen, we got to take a break here and pay some bills. Thank you. Thank you, Notty.
Hey, I'm scouting out here, man. I'm scouting, man.
Thank you for our
Thank you.
That's first round talent.
It is first round.
Thank you so much. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on with the Wi-Fi today. I apologize for clicking in and out.
That's okay. We're gonna have you back.
That's okay.
But thank you so much. Thank you. This was fun. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Look, we gotta pay some bills. Take a break. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe button to In the Game Network. I'm your host, Sam Mitchell. We'll be right back.